Buenos dias and welcome back to another video, my friends. I hope you're staying healthy and I hope you're staying safe wherever you are in the world. Today on the channel, I have my talented friend and photographer, Julia Barr, joining us as we catch up with her at the beach, at a photo shoot with the family, and we discuss all things photography, natural light, tips, and so much more.
Look right here. I'm Julia Barr. I am from Orange County, California, and I love to shoot lifestyle photography. I love capturing connection between people.
Oh, that's so cute. Just stay like that for a second. Look at each other. In all white, it kind of looks like you're renewing your vows.
I had babies, and I wanted to capture them when they were little. And so I started to notice things about photography that I hadn't noticed ever before. Red eyes back then with the point and shoots, or the shutter wouldn't go fast enough for me to capture that instant smile that they were giving me. And it was around the time social media was coming to the forefront, and I was seeing all these professional photos being put out, or Christmas cards started to get professional looking. And I wanted that, but I have a very frugal husband who was not about to pay for that. So I had him order me a Canon Rebel, and I learned myself and took photos of my kids, and then one thing led to another, and here we are. Now I'm taking pictures of everyone else's kids. The thing that started me shooting families of small children was that I didn't know a lot about photography in the beginning, but I did know how to keep kids happy. And at that point, you could have the best photographer in the world, but if their kid's crying the whole time or not smiling, the parents aren't happy. So what I lacked in knowledge, I gained with my personality and the way I worked with kids. And then over time, my photography skills grew. And then now it's just an energy. When I am hanging with a family and I'm running around, like, I will leave here and I will not be drained. I will have the energy to go home and make lunches and be a happy mom for my kids, because it feeds me. It makes me super happy to photograph families and have a little peek into their moments and their interactions and their connection. I especially love it when I get to shoot families, from maternity, and then they have more kids, and then they're newborn, and now they're like, Miss Julia, and I get to be a little part of their family, or capture their moments. It's special for me. I feel connected to them, which then I feel like makes the photos even better in the long run. So I love natural light. I think it looks the most natural, but also it gives me the most freedom. So if you're photographing little kids, you can't set up light. You have to be able to follow the kids where they go. So I will generally set a family in the vicinity of where I want them, but I know in my head that they're going to be moving, right? Kids are going to run around. So for me, I think when I started out, I was bringing, props or little baskets or blankets, 9 lenses, an ice light, and then I just learned I had to let it all go. I bring 2 lenses now in my camera, and we run around and we have fun. And it's when I let go of all that extra and all the stress and just focused on what mattered, my photography got more creative because I wasn't worried about all the technical parts. I could just focus on connection and light. You're shooting with families, it goes wrong maybe more times than it goes right, which is a fun challenge. I have personally, at a rocky beach like this, stubbed my toe and lost a toenail and had to work through that. I kept burying my toe in the sand, trying to hide the blood and trying to not shake. I've had kids get somewhere and run straight into the water first thing before we ever took a shot. Most recently, I ran into a rattlesnake at a nature trail. So there's always, sometimes you arrive at the beach and it is sunny at home and super foggy here. So you never know what you're gonna get when you're shooting natural light outdoors with a family. It's always fun to find out though. You're gonna lean back. Don't let her fall. Hold on, let me make sure I got my settings good here. Okay, on the count of 3, ready? 1, 2, 3, get her. Lean, girl, lean. My biggest tip to a new photographer would be to study light. When I first got into it, I thought it was about the camera or the lens or the editing or the presets or a million other things. And all of those things can play into it, but it's all about light. So study light, shoot every day. Every day. I have to replace the shutters on my cameras because I shoot so often. Just when you're driving, study light, study shadows, shoot, make mistakes. That's where you learn the most. So don't be afraid, just shoot and try and get creative and shoot more. My immediate goal is to speed up my editing process. Currently, right now, a photo shoot from start to finish will take me a solid 10 hours. That is not something that's sustainable for me if I want to do more photography. So speeding up the editing process is definitely something that I'm working on. And I just want to get more creative. I want to learn more. I want to do funky things that are not normal. Everyone has an iPhone now that takes pretty decent pictures. And you can have a good hair day and take the selfie, and it's a good photo. You can frame it. So I just want to be able to do things that are creative and really show connection, and are things that you can't do yourself with your iPhone. I couldn't be here without my husband, who runs around with the kids every time I'm out shooting. It does financially help our family, but mostly he does it because he knows it fills my soul and it makes me happy. And I know he's proud of me that, you know, I started this thing and it's become something I love. But it's a sacrifice. Like tonight, I missed one of my son's playoff games, which kills me. But I think that there is, and I don't miss my kids' things very often. I shoot only once a week during most of the school year. In the fall, I will shoot a little bit more because the demand is so heavy. I try to always prioritize my kids, and sometimes, like tonight, it didn't work out. And I just have to think, I think it's good for my kids to also see that they're not the center of the universe. I mean, they are kind of the center of mine, but I don't want them to know that. And that also, I want them to see their mom chasing goals and achieving dreams. And I want them to see what grit and sacrifice and hustle looks like. So I think it's overall gonna be, I think they'll be all right if I miss a little bit of home time to do something for myself.